Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We're up and running then. Well, it's a formation, this, Jim, with a packed midfield. Oh, no, this does not look good. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, Peter, it would have to be the highly rated Dean Howson. The perfect blend of total football and tiki-taka. I like the front-footed approach he takes to defending. He's very effective, pushing people back by almost joining in central midfield himself. And, you know, he has a real air of authority about him now as he matures through the game.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. He is through here. Tries a shot! Oh, that was no routine save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Baresi. Nicely aimed pass. Pass is just off target. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
Guardiola. Neymar. And it's Neymar. Caceres makes the interception. Nedved. McAllister. Vieira. Ronaldinho. This is a promising build-up. And this is Forlan. Oh, just skips past his man. He's had a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence. And we have our very first corner. Sao Paulo are looking to go forward now. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this. And a shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Oh, great leap! It's hit the crossbar. He doesn't look too happy with that.
Well, was he a little smarter then, Peter, than he needed to be? I'm not sure he needed to cut it as fine as he did. He had enough of the goal to aim at.
And it's Messi. It's come to nothing. Albert Ferrer. 0-0 still. No lack of chances, though.
Yeah, the tempo is strong and the game has flair and lots of potential for me.
And here's Forlan. And this is Isco. He's on it. Can he get away? Big chance! Oh, he has stuck it into his own net.
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
McAllister threads one in, and he's worked it through. Shot a goal! And that's a sharp finish. And this is getting better and better. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Milan are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Milan are doing very nicely, thank you.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Now it's Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And he was quick to react. Isco looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now it's Ibrahimovic. And he's picked out the run. Thinks about the shot. Crosses it. A header! Off the post. Zanetti. In again. Oh, good effort. Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
I think we can expect a few more of those now. Better timing was all that was required.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Sao Paulo are still behind as we reach out for half-time. Guardiola. Sao Paulo are looking to break at pace. And it's Neymar. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Good take, and it takes a shot! And that's a tidy finish. Half-time rapidly approaching. That could be a big one.
Yeah, that's really well played, Peter. It's very, very simple. The ball through to him was just beautifully measured.
Shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now, all of a sudden, it seems the belief is back.
And this is Neymar. Oh, good climb! Harmlessly behind.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Caceres. Nedved plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. He's ended up in no man's land. And he's lost his man here. And this is Forlan. Pirlo. Schneider. And the referee has blown for half-time. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football, and it's fair to say that both teams have played their part. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start to the second half.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. Hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
McAllister. Now it's Ronaldinho. Pinches it off him. That's a lovely, neat pass. Schneider. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Zanetti. They've got a corner here. Sao Paulo have their second corner now. Finds himself unceremoniously floored. Incoming to... He leaps for it! Firm header just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
Schneider. Nice sequence of passes, this. And here's Ibrahimovic. Oh, denied brilliantly.
Ibrahimovic actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Sao Paulo have their third corner. Ronaldinho gets it away. And a chance! And now a sudden chance to counter. And reclaimed it in a trice. Nedved going about things with real menace. Quality ball. Lovely passing, lovely movement as well. Well, they are still trailing, and they require a change of fortune pretty sharpish.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him, as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Schneider. Howson gets across to intercept that. Albert Ferrer. And it's Ronaldinho. Here's Nedved. Belletti. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
It's Neymar! And for a moment, time stood still. So we have movement on both benches. Silvestre cuts out the pass. Sao Paulo perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Oh, super ball! And the finish! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Ibrahimovic deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Baresi with the clearance. And he's whipped it across. Howson attempts a clearance. All eyes on the referee. It's a penalty. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. This then to draw level. That is some save from Khan. Oh no, he's managed to miss it.
I never really looked comfortable over that. I had a feeling this might happen.
They've played it short. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Looking tidy in possession here. Milan have the chance to go the other way. And here's Owen. That has not gone well. And here's Ibrahimovic. And they're back on the ball again.
Sao Paulo really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Aubameyang has got himself a free kick.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Sao Paulo making further changes here, and in quick succession. Haaland coming on here as broadly expected.
Yeah, I think it's time for some brave decision.
He's going for goal! And that really should have been that.
Well, he's clearly feeling that he could pretty much have the job done. He may well get another chance, you know.
And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Valverde. Now it's Haaland. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Good ball, good take. Valverde. And the counter is on. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Owen showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped. I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Can he get onto this? Nice control.
Okay, it didn't come off, but it was clever. A nice little dummy.
Corner number 2 then. Not the most accurate pass. And now they can spring out of defence. Floated through. Now it's Haaland. Five minutes to add. Owen. Now that looks a decent ball. Howson gets it away. And it's been hooked away. And it's Conte. Tries to get it clear. And there goes the final whistle. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go down by the odd goal. Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Well, it was engaging, if not an edge-of-your-seat encounter, and importantly, it offered the right result.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me, and to wish you all a very good evening. So bring it on. Height, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable.
So now
colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So off we go then.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Livezinha. As good as they come for me.
Oh, what has happened here? That's been intercepted. McAllister! No, he's missed it.
McAllister clearly felt that distance wasn't an issue, but maybe there were better options for him there.
Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Now it's Messi. Strokes it back. This is a promising build-up. Shifted it to the flank.
Neymar really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
And he's managed to gift it back. It's a promising position. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Now it's Ibrahimovic, looking to pass their way up the pitch. Schneider. Now it's Ibrahimovic. And he is that. It's Ibrahimovic! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Sao Paulo with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Tries to get it clear. Chance for a shot! Oh, he's been caught napping. Pelé. That has ended up in no man's land, and he's worked it through. He has a look up, and he's definitely onside. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. So we're still where we started right now. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Pelé was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And the pass is intercepted. Look at the space here. Guardiola. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. That has not gone well. Now it's Pelé. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Nicely intercepted. Schneider. Passing is crisp and sharp. Pirlo. Has a look and plays it forward. And here's Ibrahimovic. Pelé. McAllister. Looking to play him in. Juve. Silvestre. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Courtois gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Wriggles his way through. Silvestre, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Now it's Schneider. Aims beyond the defence. And it's Ibrahimovic. Chiellini. McAllister. Pelé. Oh, well played. Pirlo can so cleverly bypass the press. He won't be happy with that one.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Quality ball. A goal here would be the ultimate pick-me-up just before the break. Can he finish? Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And Paris Saint-Germain take the lead. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Paris Saint-Germain are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Paris Saint-Germain have taken the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Now, can they get him away? Thuram cuts out the pass. McAllister is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. And they win it back again. And here's Messi. Now it's Schneider. Pelé. And here's Neymar. Tries to pass it through. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Sao Paulo currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. Terrific effort! Oh, good finish! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. Pick that one out. It was a bullet.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Paris Saint-Germain are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Diouf. Looking for a corner.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Neymar. The message is clear, none shall pass. And real chance!
Paris Saint-Germain couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through. There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Now that's well seen too. So Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Pirlo to Schneider. Ibrahimovic currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Silvestre is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Messi. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it.
Substituição no time do São Paulo. Camisa 9, camisa 23.
Always onto this. Silvestre. And this is Neymar.
Camisa
And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside.
Deixando o campo para a entrada de camisa 18, camisa 7, camisa 15, camisa 8, camisa 17, substituição em andamento.
McAllister. Looking for options for movement. He's having a shot! Just cruising! They are cruising! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely... Ibrahimovic! And yes, it's there! His utter joy! He engages with absolute happiness. Pressure? What pressure? He feels none of it.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
As if 3 weren't enough, this is nigh on utopian. Paris Saint-Germain are having a ball here.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
McAllister. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to say from up here, I know. Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Neymar, and he's managed to get free. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped. Might want to be careful there.
And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Can he finish? Well, he's kept it out. That's a great save.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
And that's it. Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Senhoras e senhores, atenção! O fumo só é permitido nas áreas indicadas no estádio.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. It is quite a scene here in this grand Colosseum, bearing the name of the former president of its illustrious occupants, Estadio Antonio Vespuccio Liberti. But of course we know it much better as the Mas Monumental. We're up and running then. So Jim, who would you identify? It's Neymar! And it's been hooked away. And here's Schneider. Baresi does well to get it back. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Well, he could easily have slipped that to his right just to keep the attack alive, and it looks like he's going to learn the hard way.
And here's Messi. Pirlo gets over and intercepts. Silvestre cuts it out. Looking to play him in. Schneider. Rijkaard. That pass has been well intercepted. Probing pass. Pass somewhat off target. And the pass is intercepted. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Now it's Neymar. Threads one in. Goes for a shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Argentina with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Oh, good climb! And oh, he's got that completely wrong. And it's been given away. And that's a goal kick. Oh, can he get onto this? Great ball, and he's in. Ibrahimovic! Ibrahimovic! It could only be him! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
It's beautiful poise. I mean, most players in that position, I think, would probably fluff that, but not this fella.
Argentina have broken through. It's 1-0.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Neymar, and that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So,
And Batistuta!
the keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
The message is clear, none shall pass. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Stood up well to him there. It's a pretty loose pass. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Schneider. Pirlo. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Can he get on the end of this? He's in one-on-one. There's the shot! Oh, good finish. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
That really is quite fabulous, all his own doing.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Messi. And he's managed to get free. Pirlo kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Goes for the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Argentina have the chance to go the other way. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. Can he get it through? Batistuta. Oh, well played. He needed to get that right. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Now, can they get him away? And the finish! Batistuta is flagged offside. Zanetti promptly onto that, and that is that. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Looking for options for movement. De Gea claims comfortably. Turns back here, probably the best option. He's had it taken off him. Knocks it into space. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Manchester United clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Silvestre tries to pass it through. Now it's Neymar. Rijkaard. Davids to Messi. Well, that's beautifully weighted. He has found the way through. Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Baresi makes the interception. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Schneider. And it's Neymar. Zanetti. And it's half-time. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. The midway point of the game.
Well, I think it's been a fantastic watch with chances created at either end. But it has to be said, neither team have been particularly clinical with their finishing.
Argentina are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. The second half then, just getting going. And this is Dembele. Neymar. Oh, that's well spotted. Messi. And he was quick to react. Albert Ferrer. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Messi unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Pirlo. Belletti. This is a promising build-up. Brilliantly cut out. Davids. And it's Batistuta. Rijkaard calmly anticipates. Messi. Oh, it's Dembele. Now that looks a decent ball. And he welcomes it in. And the shot! And that was probably asking just too much.
He's never the type to turn down a challenge, is he?
Manchester United have their second corner now. Schneider plays it short. Argentina are looking to go forward now. That's where it came from. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. Batistuta! All eyes on the referee. It's a penalty. Argentina really could have done without this. A lot hinges on this one. That is some save from Khan. That is quite remarkable.
You couldn't ask for a better opportunity to equalise, but now he'll feel like the opposition have just scored.
Corner number 3 coming up. They've played it short. Schneider gets it clear. Dembele, and he was alert to it. And now they can spring out of defence. Shoots! Goal! Manchester United! And the comeback is complete! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
Oh, what a finish. I mean, an instinctive finish at that, and he...
Chance, surely! And that's it this time, surely! It's a goal! And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
And now he has 2.
Cambio en Argentina. Número 9.
So we have movement on both benches.
Número 24.
It is compelling, this, utterly compelling.
Número 20.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old...
Big
Número
chance!
18. Número 21.
Oh, nearly, but not quite.
Número 22.
Well, he's clearly in one of those moods. I think even he was asking perhaps a little too much from himself then. There they go, hunting again.
Belletti. Yamal is being harried and hassled.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
And it's Olmo. Another pass just keeps... And a chance! Goal! Argentina! And the game is well and truly turned on its head.
Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life just that bit too difficult for them.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Belletti. Yamal. Pirlo conjures time and space where few can. That is good alertness.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Can he finish? And no mistake. And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
That was easy, almost too easy.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Quite a game this, all square again.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited. For me, now they can go one better, possibly.
Danny Olmo.
This is the time you need that pace.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Now it's Ronaldinho.
Se va a realizar un cambio.
Still anyone's game this, one moment can decide it.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Another one of football's and how moments.
Haaland has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
Pirlo goes short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Baresi gets across to intercept that. Messi. That has not gone well. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, he's done it! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Argentina now on the verge of victory, save for a few potentially hectic final moments.
Well, I can wholeheartedly say, Peter, they deserve this, but has the opposition enough spirit left in them now to maybe find a way back?
And here's Yamal, and that's a dangerous ball. Oh, it's come loose. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Messi. Into stoppage time, whistle due any moment. And he's intervened well there. Belletti. A long ball by the goalkeeper. And that is as far as it goes. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. And this place is bouncing. So a game of thrills and time. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, you can feel the blue touch paper has been well and truly lit here. Everyone expects, in one of the greatest amphitheatres in this part of the world, the Estadio Más Monumental. So off we go then.
It's an honour, Peter, to be in the presence of Roberto Baggio.
Well, there have been a few pretenders down the years, but surely he is still the true prince of Italian football.
Without a doubt, something about him just inspires confidence. He plays with a different brand of passion, a mindset all of his own. A maverick.
The very best in the business. Take back.
Just too much pressure. Had to go that way.
That is good alertness. Baggio carries the ball down the right. Roberto Baggio is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, that's down to...
Can he finish? Goal!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
That was easy. Almost too easy.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner and he picked them off instead.
Argentina are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. And the shot! And that's in! They're level in a trice!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
Not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Ibrahimovic really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Oh, he's been caught napping. Pirlo. Guardiola does really well to win the ball there. Now the ball... Oh, great leap! Denied by an instinctive save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Argentina with the corner. They're first. And a header! He will be livid with himself. Well-timed, excellent interception. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Now it's Roberto Carlos.
There they go, hunting again.
Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Beckenbauer promptly onto that, and that is that. Well, that has not gone well. The defence opting here for strength in numbers.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Guardiola. Schneider. Knocks it into space. And he's intervened well there. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. Nicely weighted ball. Now, can they get him away? And it's Neymar! Neymar, and that is a little undercooked. He's having a hit! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Neymar really couldn't have done much better with that. He was under so much pressure.
No, that's been intercepted. And it's Guardiola. Tries to play it through. Silvestre kept his eye on it, and he's there. Silvestre spots it and intercepts. And this is Ibrahimovic, and he's worked it through. Chance for a shot! Goal! Argentina! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Argentina are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to...
Messi! And that's a tiny finish. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring. A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
Argentina now in a position far more desirable. He's having a shot! It's a goal! Just one in it now. The game takes on a whole new complexion. Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Well, the keeper's clearly not happy, Peter. The least his defence could have done was go to the danger, and that was decidedly lacking.
Cruzeiro cut their deficits and look raring to go again.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Oh no, what has happened here?
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Zanetti. Now it's Roberto Baggio. He's in a great position here, and he's managed to get free. Pass is just off target, and that is well cleared. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Now it's Neymar, and he cuts out the supply. Now there's a fine ball. Ibrahimovic. Now it's Pele. Ibrahimovic. Great vision. He's through here. And this is Neymar. Oh, that's fabulous. It's Neymar! He's got a goal! Two to the good, and they are per... And that is indeed the final act.
Argentina are 2 up, and on the balance of things, I would say, deservedly so. They had a very coherent game plan, and if they are allowed to continue in the same vein, I can only see the margin getting bigger.
Argentina are up by 2 in this truly end-to-end contest. What will the second half bring us?
Se está realizando un cambio.
And here is the first touch of the second half. They get a throw in. And it's Rivaldo. Saliba wins the duel this time. Can he get on the end of this? That'll be a throw-in. Pirlo. And it's been played through. Goes for a shot! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Corner number 2 then. Cruzeiro have the chance to go the other way. Oh, strongly challenged there. Silvestre. Pirlo. Zanetti cuts it out. Neymar. Now it's Ibrahimovic. That has been cut short. Guardiola. Well, that looks a decent ball.
Diouf really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Schneider! Brilliant! He's got himself an absolute peach. With fun and fury, they continue to do their thing. There was to be only one outcome.
Well, was there ever any doubt? It made it look like he's done it over and over.
And that's it. And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening.
Señoras y señores, en la pantalla se mostrará la información de cómo salir del estadio.
Assim, cada informe. Eu dou um sorte jogando.
melhorou mais? Tem que fazer uma caixinha.
Tá bom, mais tarde eu ligo.
Eu vou perguntar para você. Qualquer bebida?
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion.
Against Argentina.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So it's down to business here. Manchester United have gone with what looks like an orthodox 4-4-2, Jim.
Well, the obvious standout in today's football in this system is that it provides you with extra presence in attack. With many shaky defences about, getting the right partnership in that department can pay rich dividends as long as there's a good early supply. So playing two strikers can be a real help to this team. I mean, 4-4-2 these days, Peter, gets a lot of criticism, but it's unfair. Any system can work if you've got the right players.
Great vision. And he welcomes it in. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. And here's Zanetti.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
That's where it came from. And he's there to get it away. That'll be a throw-in. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy.
Here's a man, Peter, that inspired so many and always said that success is no accident. It takes hard work and perseverance.
How he epitomised that attitude. He worked so hard to become a player so far ahead of everybody else.
He boasted a playing style that was so unique too. The first centre-forward perhaps to drop back, use his vision, make those clever little late runs. He is, for me, the ideal teammate. The perfect blend of power, speed, athleticism, technique. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody,
Tries one from range! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Stood up well to him there. And it's Messi.
Então,
Oh, easy pickings
falei
there.
tchau.
Quarter of an hour played. Knocks it into space. Howson proves just a little bit too strong. Rijkaard gets over and intercepts. And he cuts out the supply. And this is Ibrahimovic. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. That's the throw. Very nicely done. Cruyff powering forward here. Now it's Cruyff. Oh, it's a great ball here. He's having a shot!
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
That pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. It's a searching pass. Well timed, excellent interception. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. Argentina still without a single shot on target. Donadoni tries to play it through, and this is Pell, and the shot! Goal! Manchester United! Pressure, what pressure? He feels none of it.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Manchester United have penetrated for the first time.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Rijkaard did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. And that could set him on his way. Dembele, and a chance! Oh, it's come loose. Khan trying to keep this in. Davids, out towards the flank. Oh, sweet feet. And he skips past his man, hangs in a cross. And he's made sure that's not getting... Shot a goal! And again! And that's in! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
That's smart play from him, actually, Peter. That goal was all about positioning. He knew instinctively where to be, should the keeper have gotten a little jittery.
Manchester United are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Looking to play him in. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Beckenbauer. Rijkaard. Davids.
There will be 1 minute added time.
This is Dembele. He's found the way through. Lovely bit of skill. And the shots! Just cruising! They are cruising! Again, in a trice, and they are... And that is indeed the final act. Well, the mood in the two camps couldn't be more different as they go in for half-time. Elation on one side, misery on the other. So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly.
Located by the gates. I'm sure they will make fine souvenirs.
So right back into the action.
Well, things just haven't quite clicked, Peter, have they? They're behind and they deserve to be, but they've had a chance to regroup now, so we'll see how they come out at the start of the second half.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And it's Ibrahimovic. Messi. Oh, right place, right time. Yeah, he's fouled him there.
Well, you either commit a foul and take one for the team, or just stand by and concede a potential goal. It's not a great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
Messi is behind this one. Messi! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Dembele. Can he get on the end of this? And here's Ibrahimovic. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Dembele.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Argentina can breathe again, just.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
That's a good run down the left. That's been cut out, well played.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Neymar. Messi. Great chance! Dembele has found the net here, of course. Ibrahimovic receives. Oh, shooting chance!
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Cruyff. Donatoni. And this is Pele! Silvestre producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. A good play on the left-hand side here. And he's well positioned here. And that was very necessary. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Goes down, but nothing given. Looking for the run.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
And it's Davids. Knocks it out wide. Oh, such a clever touch. And this is Cruyff.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Bastoni. Howson. And Donatoni. Here's a man who his teammates can look to in all times. Threads one in. That's put paid to the danger. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. And that's an excellent interception. Ambitious ball here. Ibrahimovic. De Gea clears. Ibrahimovic. Now there's a fine ball. He's had a shot! And that's a tidy finish. What a moment of brilliance. Control and perfect accuracy.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
Sim.
Substitution for Manchester United. Number 22,
So we have movement on both benches.
Donadoni. Number
Still
10,
behind by 2.
Pele.
Is there a way back into
Number
this?
9, Dembele. Coming on the field, number 14, Park Ji-sung. Number 30,
They get a throw in.
George Best. Number 38,
Conte.
Gravenberch. Substitution.
Nicely aimed pass. Rijkaard pulls off an exemplary piece of defending. Howson. Bastoni. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Oh, that's well done, really robust. And it's Cruyff. Baresi wins the duel this time. This looks promising. Yamal going face-to-face with his great rival. Looking for options for movement. Best. He's got away. That's good play. Zanetti finding himself in space. Zanetti. And the shot! Yamal. Haaland. Zanetti.
There will be 1 minute added time.
1 minute to add, according to the board. And he was quick to react. And that's that. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong, but the result is one that will make them suffer.
And a quick reminder today,
Your final
to
thoughts,
please
Jim?
take all the
One-sided
bins
and
located
only
by
one
the
winner,
entrance
Peter.
gates.
The players
Thank you
didn't
very
show
much
enough
for your
togetherness,
cooperation.
and it was weak throughout.
So just time for me to say thanks to...
Lívia, vem. Vem. Essa garrafinha de água você trouxe de casa, Lívia? Eu não sei, mas não peguei não. Ah, então vai tá bom, não é nossa, porque eu não trouxe. Quando eu te falei, em casa eu tenho duas aqui. Tchau. Oi.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. And we're underway. So there he is, Wesley Sneijder, a terrific playmaker.
Yeah, one of the very best to emerge from that legendary Amsterdam production line. An old-style number 10 whose ability with the ball is the envy of many.
And is that his greatest strength, or is there more to him?
Well, without doubt, it's his tactical intelligence combined with his pinpoint precision. The guy is like clockwork. You have to have that if you want to play there.
Guardiola. Can he get on the end of this? Well, he is slightly undercooked, that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And this is Ibrahimovic. Shapes to shoot! Wonderful from Ibrahimovic!
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good. Neymar really played that return ball to perfection there, Peter. He knew the exchange was on and he put it on a plate for his teammate. That was just gorgeous.
And Holland! Oh, the ball's run loose. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Pirlo, nicely aimed pass. And he's in on goal. Chance for a shot! Oh, it's hit the post. And he's there to belt it away. Argentina leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score. Cafu. Pirlo spots it and intercepts. Looking for options for movement. Messi. Schneider. And it's been played through. Well, that's pretty clear, it is a foul. And no surprise, that's a booking. Schneider is standing over this one. An opportunity then to pull clear here. Pirlo! It's anyone's ball now, and one more try! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Messi actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Always onto this. Messi. Played into space, and he plays one through. Neymar. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. And this is Ibrahimovic. No, not quite on the same wavelength. And here's Hullet. Silvestre gets over and intercepts. Pirlo. Now it's Neymar. All the way back. Dida sends that a long way. Now it's Messi. And it's Ibrahimovic, and this is Neymar. Neymar showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And this is Hullet. He's found a way through. Here comes the cross, and he's made sure that's not getting through. Aims beyond the defence. Schneider. Ibrahimovic, and no, that was never going to make it. Now it's Pelé. Oh, this is a great bullet! That is decidedly lacking.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, can he get onto this? Cafu, he's picked his way through, and across it goes. Oh, this looks sharp. And he's intervened well there. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Ribéry. And he's been shifted off it. Desailly cuts out the pass. Can he get it through? Silvestre makes the interception. Half-time getting close now. Now it's Schneider. And it's Ribéry. Now it's Hullet. Oh, he's having a go! Oh, split-second reaction.
Hullet is offering a wry smile there.
Mirasol with the corner, there first. No, he didn't quite meet it right. It's their second corner of the game. And now a sudden chance to counter. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Messi. That's been slipped through. And he's managed to get free. It's Neymar! And the ball's come loose here. Oh, what has happened here? Ball comes in. Davids. Now that's well seen too. Little doubt, that is a foul. And he has shown him a yellow card.
Oh, here we go.
And he's had it nicked away. Ribery purring through the gears. And that signals the end of the first period. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. Argentina come in leading by just the odd goal.
On the evidence of what we've seen, they're worth their lead. There was genuine intensity and purpose behind what they brought to the game. I think they'll want a strong start just after the break, though, to force the issue that bit more.
Argentina leading via the game's only goal, 1-0 at the break.
Substituição em campo. Camisa 10.
So we're off again.
Vai ser substituído pelo jogador
Argentina leading courtesy of the game's only goal. That has been cut short. Tries to play it through. Neymar is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Schneider. Ibrahimovic. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Ribery, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Crunching tackle. Oh, that's a key interception. And here's Messi.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
No, that's been intercepted. Knocks it into space. Neymar! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Your impression so far, Jim?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. And here's Messi. Pirlo.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Clipped into space. And it's Ronaldinho. And he plays one through. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is.
Liverpool really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
He won't be happy with that one. And this is Messi. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
That pass has been well intercepted. And that's a... And the shot! It's in! Do not write them off! Back they come! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Camisa 11. Substituição em campo. Camisa
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Camisa 9. Substituição.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
And Messi! And no! He had to, and yet he could not.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
That's travelling a long way. That pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Now it's Yamal. Pass somewhat off target. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as...
A header! And he hits the net! And the game is well and truly turned on its head! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Mirasol with the lead.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Yeah. Roberto Carlos gets across to intercept that.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Zanetti can clear it away.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Teremos minuto de acréscimo.
And he's only too happy to take that back. And he's taking no chances there. And that signals the end. Argentina did lead, indeed they controlled, but they managed to throw it all away. A defeat made even more painful by the way it came to pass. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually found it very enjoyable. A game that was constantly on the edge as both sides went full pelt trying to win this. A throwback to games gone by.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.